You guys probably just saw the ADCC review, so I won't really talk about that. But I did have a super common question. It wasn't just at ADCC that I got this question, but because ADCC just happened and everyone saw it, the most common question is, what are the goggles I use? You know, you see I got some grappling goggles here. I have a backup here. I don't know where they're at, but they're somewhere. But these are the grappling goggles I wear. They're called Rec Spec Max 100s. I'm not going to plug a specific company. You can get these from tons of different companies if one decides to sponsor me. You know, I'll talk more about it. But they're pretty tight. They're great. Issue is with them, like if you saw it at ADCC, for about 7 minutes they were fine on, but they kind of slipped off while I was doing jiu-jitsu. It happens. But I will say, when I'm in practice, I always wear them, and to like help keep them on, like the perfect combination is to get some type of headgear. These are Cliff Keen headgears with this, and then dude, they're never falling off. If you're wearing headgear with it, the goggles never fall off. The reason I didn't wear headgear was because I knew that I might potentially get put into guillotine, and if I got put into guillotine, the headgear would help my opponent stick to my head. But to answer the question, why do I wear goggles? Well, I look like a freaking idiot out there when I'm competing, or even when I'm at practice, I look kind of stupid. Well, the answer is because I got kicked in the eye by a white or blue belt during a roll about 10 months ago at this point, somewhere between 10 months to a year ago, and I got a really bad corneal abrasion where I went blind for I think 3 or 4 days. I had a really bad infection that forced both of my eyes shut, meaning even though my right eye was perfectly healthy, the infection that hit my left eye was so bad that both of my eyes like swelled shut and I couldn't see anything. And I mean there was a chance that I could have like lost my eye. And so it was pretty much a freak accident. I'm not going to say it was anyone's fault. The guy kind of spazzed out a little bit of a position, and we were in, he attacked outside ashi. If you do jiu-jitsu, I threw my leg over to 90-10, to 90-10, and I went for inside heel hook, and then to counter his heel hook. And then as I was finishing the heel hook, instead of tapping, the guy pulled his foot out and kicked me in the face. But sadly, instead of it just being like my nose or something breaking, he had a really long, dirty toenail, and it went inside of my eye and completely split it open. And that's where the abrasion happened. I went to the hospital, and I was in Canada, and I had insurance at the time in Canada. So, I mean, it was a couple $1,000s just to get some antibiotics and some pain meds. And then, like I said, I was out of training for weeks, and I was very insecure about training when I came back. So when I compete, I'm not really going to wear them anymore because my eyes healed up pretty well. But in training now, it's a non-negotiable for me. After having a really bad eye injury, I found that like I can't risk giving up, one of my eyes. And then on the top of that, even let's say your eye heals up, I can't just go blind 3 to 4 days out of a week, multiple times a year. And honestly, I just have been able to roll more comfortable. I've been able to roll harder, and with a lot more confidence. Even if you watch ADCC or CJI, you're gonna see there was a crap ton of eye pokes, and that stuff looks like nonsense if you've never actually had an eye injury, but it really adds up. Like I said, competing, I wish I could compete with them. I mean, I can, technically I can, but the issue is that they just will fall off and stuff. So it's like, yeah, you're going to kind of have to risk it. But the odds, competing, it's funny enough, it's usually a lot calmer. Even with the hand eye pokes, it's not quite as bad as like a toe or something. So there's always the risk, right? But I am a competitor. It's my full-time job is doing competing, making videos, etc., etc. And I can't just have them continue to fall off. But in practice, because most of my mat time is actually in practice, I no longer want to take that risk. So even when my eye is ambulance, if you guys watch Chewy's videos, you guys know that he does ambulance. Anyways, I don't want to risk my eye getting hurt again. I've had lots of people message me. There was a guy from Quebec City, I live in Montreal, which is really close, who said he got goggles after hearing about me wearing them, and so now he started to train again. And again, I use Rec Spec Max 100s. You can literally just Google that, and you can find tons of different websites that sell them. They're not perfect. Personally, I would make sure that you get one that has like a good thick strap, and I use like some Gorilla Tape on the sides to prevent them from popping off, and this Gorilla Tape's really, really tough. But again, they're not perfect. Putting a headgear on them pretty much prevents them from coming off. They do fog up a little bit, but to be completely honest, I'm not wearing them for vision. I've had people be like, man, because I wear glasses, people think I wear my rec specs or my goggles for vision. I'm not wearing them for vision at all. Although I do have prescription, it kind of just came with it as an option. So I was like, why not? But half the time it's super foggy anyways. But it doesn't really matter with grappling. I don't need to see perfectly, right? It doesn't ever fog up fully to where I can't see anything. But maybe like if someone's teaching or something, I'll usually just pop them up, squint at them. But this was a quick video. You guys keep asking me, what do I use? Why do I wear goggles? Well, like I said, I got hurt really, really bad. I was out for a couple days with really bad eye injuries, and then a couple weeks in total of training. And then I was really insecure about training afterwards, and then getting the goggles was just like it was a no-brainer. I actually had an old pair from when I played rugby, and then I just ordered this newer pair a couple months ago, which they're amazing, totally worth the buy. I mean, they're almost indestructible. You could probably shoot them with a bullet and it'd be fine. But that's it, guys. That's the video. If you guys would like to learn how to wrestle people without poking them in the eye and being a spaz, go ahead and click the button either up here or up here. It's, again, I always forget when I do these videos, it's one of these two. Click the button and get my Dominate the Hand Fight instructional. I'm going to teach you how to hand fight properly in order to secure positions, open up positions, tire your opponent, get your opponent moving, and score some takedowns. There's even some bonus content on there from one of my seminars where there's 10 free bonus videos, which is about an hour extra worth of content completely for free that goes over stuff like some of my favorite hand fighting games and a little introduction to duck unders also. Anyways, guys, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you get hurt, man, wear the goggles. I know that may look stupid, but I'm telling you, you don't want to risk your eyes. Like, if you've hurt them once, it's going to be very easy to hurt them again. You can't really help it in competition. They're very inconvenient to wear in competition unless you want to also wear headgear. But in practice, who cares what you look like? Put the goggles on, put some headgear on over it, and you'll be totally fine. Hopefully, if you got injured, you found this video helpful. Talk to you guys next time.